What is going on, you guys? Blaze over here at Blue Chip Athletic Club, and today is day 4 of your golfer's mobility program and strength program to help you play your best on the course and reduce that chronic pain. So we're going to go through our movement patterns for today. It is an upper body mobility day. So what that means is we're trying to open up upper body, trying to make it so that we have a greater range of motion, because if we have that greater range of motion, we're going to be able to get more torque on our swing, because our arms are going to be able to come back further and we'll be able to swing through the ball. So that is the whole goal. First things first, we're going to prep up our wrists. So wrist mobility is something that's really, really important, especially if you start developing some golfer's elbow. So we're going to run through a little wrist prep. What I want you to do is just kind of follow along with this movement pattern, and then you'll be able to kind of do it yourself as well as we go through it. So come down to the ground. I want you to plant your hands here right under you. So I've got my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder kind of all in one line here on both sides. What I want you to do now is you're just going to shift your weight slightly over one side. So I'm picking my right wrist. Weight is going over that right wrist. And now I'm just going to make little circles here over the right wrist. And we'll do 5 or 10 clockwise, 5 or 10 counterclockwise, and then we'll switch. When you go through these, don't be afraid if you're tight. Just spend a little bit more time. Oh, there's 3. And the goal is to kind of test your edge range of motion too. Oh, to kind of see how that goes. So now you've done the right side. We're going to switch over to the left now. Again, shift your weight over that left hand. And now you're going to go nice big circles here over the left. And it's okay to notice little differences side to side. The body's full of them. We are not symmetrical as much as we probably like to be. Oh, I'm no exception there too. Then you'll work again. 5 one way, 5 to 10 one way, 5 to 10 the other way. If one side needs a little extra love, don't be afraid to give it to it. So that's step 1 of our wrist prep. Step 2 is I want you to bring your hands out here out in front of you like you're begging for some money or some better golf skills like me. Put your pinkies together, and now I want you to plant your hands here into the ground. And all I want you to do now is I just want you to rock back and forth here. So we're just rocking back and forth. We're testing. Notice how my palms actually come up off of the ground. That's okay. You're just going to rock back and forth. Another thing I like to do when I'm in here is I like to walk kind of one elbow at a time. So I'm kind of bending, walking one side, alternating side to side, and working for the full time. You can do that for about a minute or so. We'll shake our wrists out. And then we're going to get into our next move here. I want you to plant your left hand into the ground. Your right hand's now going to come out in front of you, almost like in front of that left hand. And what I want to do now is I want to lock my elbow out, and I'm going to drag that wrist here under my right shoulder. So I've got wrist is planted into the ground. There's a lot of weight on it. And I got wrist, elbow, and shoulder all stacked in that one line. And I'm going to come up kind of making that little TP shape with my left hand. And what I want to do now is I want to imagine I've got a stress ball in my right hand and I'm trying to squeeze it. So I'm going to go here. We'll squeeze. We'll do like 10 on the right and then 10 on the left. Oh, baby. Yep. Okay, then we're going to switch sides. So right hand's now planted. My left wrist is now coming out in front of the right hand, dragging in nice and tight. Now I've got, again, wrist, elbow, shoulder, all in one line. Stress ball, imagination in the hand, and now I'm going to squeeze. Oh, yep. Try and get yourself 10 of these. Yep. That's good. All right. After those 10, shake your wrists out. Your next move here is going to be working on the inside part of the wrist. So what I want you to do is take your hands, make yourself some knife hands. Oh, yeah. Go hands out to the side, and I want you to put your pointer fingers down to the ground. So pointer fingers are going to be down to the ground. What I want you to do now is I want you to just walk your wrists in as tight as you can make them with keeping that pointer finger pressed into the ground. So for me, it's about here, and I'm feeling this stretch here across the inside of the wrist. Oh, yeah. And we'll get that for the full kind of set. I like to hold these for, 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah. I won't belabor this one though, because we're not moving a lot and we're working both sides. So that is going to be our little wrist prep before we get started. So next thing I want to do, we're going to work on the guys that are struggling with a little bit of golfer's elbow, a little bit of strength imbalances here. We're going to work a single arm push-up. Now the way these are going to work, you're going to sit down and I'm going to kick my feet out like so. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand here and I'm going to push it kind of towards my side. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fall down towards the right, letting my feet and hips fall down like so. And then I'm going to plant my right hand into the ground, and then I'm going to press myself back up with that right hand. So there's a couple different levels to this movement pattern here. So the easiest level is your hands planted in here. You're going to have your left hand out. You'll roll over, plant, then you'll use your left hand to push you up as well for support, and then you'll press yourself back up. We're going to do 10 per side. So we'll be here, hand comes down, we'll press. Now, the other way that you can do it, you can plant this elbow in nice and tight towards your side. If you've got good wrist mobility and tricep strength, you'll be able to come down here and you can leave this hand up off the ground, and then you can press your weight all the way back up just with that right hand. Okay, so we're going to go 10 on the right, then we're going to switch sides. Again, now I'm going to kick my feet out the other way. My hand's going to come in nice and tight. Now this is the side for me that I was struggling with golfer's elbow for a bit. So if this side isn't quite as strong, that's why. So I'm going to be here, tucking in. My right hand's going to be out here, and I'm going to come down, roll, 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 roll. And now I'm going to use that hand if I need to, pop myself back up, tuck that elbow in, come all the way down. Oh, we got one. We got one. And then again, if you want to make it toughest, you'll be here rolling down and then pressing your body weight all the way back up. So we're going to go 10 per side of our single arm push-ups. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to grab that black band that we had you guys get. Hopefully, when you started the program, if for some reason you don't have a band or this exact band, it's totally okay. What you do need to do is grab some sort of a band that we can do a band pull apart. We're going to go 20 band pull aparts, super simple. The band will be out here in front of you. You're just going to pull it back really, really taut and then bring it out in front of you. Pull it back taut, bring it back in front of you. The goal is imagine that you have like a pencil between your shoulder blades, and as this band is coming back behind you, you're trying to squeeze that pencil behind your back. So you'll work 20 total. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to practice that mobility test with our S drill. So we're going to go 20 total S drills, 10 per side. So you'll be here. I'm just going to turn around. We'll go 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3, and you'll get all the way to 20. Our next drill, you need to grab yourself a set of dumbbells. Mine are kind of off the screen here, but I'll go grab them. What I want you to do now is going to be a Cuban dumbbell rotation. So the way this is going to work, your dumbbells should be super, super light here. I'm thinking like somewhere under 20 pounds is probably best for most people. You'll be here. You're basically going to row these dumbbells up as high as you can. You're going to rotate them up over your back, and then you're going to come back down, all the way back down. We're going to do 3 sets of 8. When you do these, the biggest thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see you arching your back a ton. This is a shoulder movement pattern, so if you start to arch your back, that's when you know you've kind of hit your end range. So I'm here, rowing up nice and tall, rotating here, coming all the way back down. Now if I see this here, up here, and you're like, oh, let me see if I can get further, this is not what we're looking for. We want to stay nice and tight with our hips stacked under our ribs, all the way back down, all the way up for all 3 sets of 8. So you'll work through that. Full set there. The next thing we're going to do is a little bit of a T-spine rotation drill. We're going to go 3 sets of 5 for this one. What I want you to do is you're going to come down, sit on your feet. I want you to take your right hand, and I want you to reach across your body, kind of like so. So my right hand's coming across towards and in front of my left leg. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my forearm into the ground, and now I'm just going to twist as much as I can, and I'm looking up at my left hand. So that would be 1. Then I'm going to come up and switch sides. Left hand reaches across here, plant, twist, Oh, that would be 1. On the left, we're going to do 5 per side, so 10 total, working side to side for that full set. Next thing we're going to get into is our swimmers. So to get into these, you're going to lay down flat on the ground. Your hands are going to be up behind you, kind of here, almost like you're getting handcuffed. Then you're going to go, hands are going to come out, up and around. You can clap them up over your head. That will be 1. You'll come all the way back behind you towards your butt. That'll be 2. We're going to go 3 sets of 12 here. 3, and you'll work for all 12. Oh. Our next movement is going to be our shoulder waders. Shoulder waders are super simple. What you want to do is put your hand kind of here on your hip. My left hand's going to be on my hip. My right hand's going to be up, almost like I'm a teacup. I want to now take my hand, and I'm going to make a nice big circle coming in towards my armpit to start. So in towards the front of my body, towards the armpit, and now I'm coming all the way in. Now once I get here and I'm chicken winged, I want to bring my hand behind my body, out, all the way up over my head and back down. And something you can do is you can put a really, really light plate or really, really light, I don't know, maybe not a ceramic plate that you have in your kitchen, but the goal is to keep that flat with the way that your hand is. So if I'm here like this when I come in, that's not kind of the point. The point is to keep my hand flat as if you're holding a, you're a waiter at a wait staff. You're holding a thing of whatever, beers or food or whatever you kind of want. You're going to go 10 on the right, 10 on the left, and we're just going to do 2 rounds of those. So then we're going out to the left side now, hands planted here on the right hip, in, out, and around. And again, 2 sets of 10 per side. Oh, and the last, not least, what we're going to do now is we're going to grab ourselves our band. If you don't have a place to mount your band, that's okay. But the way that we want to do these is kind of get a little bit of a lat and tricep stretch. So if you do have a place that you can mount this, definitely mount it up like I'm going to show you. And if you do not, I'll show you kind of another variation too. So ideally, you'll be going out and around some sort of a barbell rack, something like that. You're going to have the band here in your hand. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk forward as far as I kind of can and hold this band here with my palm up. And I'm just going to walk, and now I'm getting this stretch here across my lats, pulling back. Feels really, really good. And I'm going to just be here for about 1 minute aside. The other thing that you can do is you can take a couple steps back. You can walk this band now down nice and low, and then again you can walk up, and this is going to get you a little shoulder stretch too across the front. So we'll go 1 minute. Feel free to play around with your hand position here and kind of work wherever you kind of deem. Sometimes I like to make circles here. We'll go 1 minute on the left, and then we'll switch again. Now on the right, I'm going to walk forward, get that stretch here in my tricep, and then again, if I want to work some shoulder circles, if I want to walk forward and have my hand back, do what you got to do. Work 1 minute on the other side. The other way that you can do it, as promised, is you can use your band here like so. You can have it back behind. I've got it around my foot. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to bring it back, and I'm going to pull down, which is super nice for my tricep here. A little tougher to get the lat, but the tricep is going to be super, super manageable there for you to get in and pull. And then I just switch sides. Band goes around the foot, come up and over the head, and then I'm going to just be here, reach up as high as I can, like we're doing that S drill again, and then pull down with that free hand, and I'll get that other side. So that is our athletic mobility upper body day for you golfers out there. Let me know how you guys do in this training session, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.